American escapism is growing up in a country that is not America and being fed every form of media they have. Television, film, gaming, music, radio. Actually not radio because, let's be honest, who listens to radio? Oh, even smaller Herbie, what are you doing here? Yeah, I just wanted to say that I listen to radio, BBC Radio 6 and 3, they're quite enjoyable. Get back to your video. And the worlds they create are so comforting and uplifting and so ideal that when you step outside into the cold, rainy streets of London, you are reminded of your true, grim reality that you live in. And your desire for American culture becomes stronger and stronger, and it becomes such a big part of you that you're basically living vicariously through Bertram the Butler. Which, if I'm being honest, if life had a skill tree, that would be right at the top.
I'm saving up for a car so I can run myself over.
People look to Scandinavian countries to assess what the ideal society is, but really we should be looking at Disney's fine roster of film and TV. Who needs free healthcare when you have Bertram the Butler? Growing up in the UK, don't get me wrong, our television was great, and since we're in the UK we had access to CBBC. It rolls off the tongue. It had a show about foster children who never really got adopted because then there'd be no characters left.
I'm sorry, Tracy. We can't foster you anymore.
You're taking me back to the dumping ground. That's not fair. I got here first.
So that was nice. And then there was a spin-off show, but it was her, but older.
You're taking me back to the dumping ground.
And then another show where it was her again, but in a different role. And then another show where it was her again, but in a different role.
Lady Justice, feisty female lawyer who always gets her man.
A female lawyer? What piffle?
There was quite a lot to choose from, really. And then we had Chucklevision. Chucklevision. Duh, duh. A great social realist observation of the struggles of elderly citizens in the north of England.
Hello. Wait, Australia, the Chuckle Brothers.
And Sarah Jane Adventures.
What have you done to us?
Horrible Histories, of course.
Hi, I'm a shouty man.
Oh yeah, and Am I High?
Miss? I need the toilet.
These shows and many more have made me who I am today, and they are truly brilliant. But actually the general tone is quite sad.
I'm sorry, Tracy. We can't foster you anymore.
If I were to describe it as a Minecraft block, it would probably be grey concrete powder. Not even concrete block, just the powder. It was like every show you watched, everyone was just coping to live all the time because we live in the UK.
I keep mine in here.
Our shows didn't exactly revolve around uplifting topics. So in order to get a healthy dose of positivity and optimism, if you're lucky enough to have a Skybox, other brands could offer the same service. Yeah, but that doesn't sound as good, does it? If you had a Skybox, you were able to watch the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. And if you didn't have a Skybox, maybe your friends did. But if your friends didn't have a Skybox, your grandparents definitely did.
Ah, the grandparents' house. The whole family round, a big garden to play in. Oh. I don't believe we've met before.
Max, camping trip is over. We gotta be in here to protect our little lady.
That's me watching Sky for the first time. Honestly, having Sky was like a key to all things good and wonderful. And even in between the shows, the adverts were so colourful and bright and thrilling.
Wheels, a giant octopus is on the attack.
And I'd be staring like, I need that Polly Pocket, I need that Polly Pocket. And I'd just get taken away to another place. Those Hot Wheels are looking fine. Little Herbie, what are you doing in there? And you bet my mum bought me some. I was like, Mum, can I get some Hot Wheels now? And my mum was like, yeah, right, Herbie, just putting them on the shopping list. Then at the age of 10, I developed the skill of critical thinking and told those around me not to let the advertisements sway you into their capitalist ways. Thing is, I'm not even joking, I did do that. You want to buy some lally-callies, do you, after watching an advertisement on them? Little do you know they were made in some sweatshop and probably cost 50 pence to make. And once you got a taste for the good stuff, you can never go back! But then I'd have to go home and watch more orphan TV show.
I'm sorry, Tracy. We can't foster you anymore.
But we're not talking about that, are we? We are discussing the importance of American culture and its impact on the rest of the world. This clip from Austin and Ali perfectly represents why this genre of TV was so mind-numbingly good.
Guys,
I have some bad news. The first show of Austin's tour got canceled. Because too many people wanted tickets. What?
I'm going on tour with my 3 best friends. This is gonna be the best summer ever!
Everything is just so hyper and exaggerated. It's like a squirrel that's just drunk a fatal amount of caffeine and it's like... and it has no worry in the world. Or rather, Hammy from Over the Hedge. The formulaic nature of these shows made them so repetitive and therefore comforting, almost to the point where you could predict every millisecond of the show. But who cares? Because any second where Trish was on screen, it might as well be directed by Christopher Nolan and shot on 70mm film. But I think we're having a little too much fun here. Let's go back a couple hundred years. Some time ago when the English were in their colonial phase. I don't think it's a good idea to call it a phase because that kind of writes it off. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right about that. In the 1600s, the English were like, you know what I'm feeling? What are you feeling? I'm kind of getting colony vibes. Oh yeah, go on. I'm kind of getting the general vibe that I just want to take over the world. Ah, so we're going to team up with the rest of the world like this big alliance. Nah. No? No, we're just going to take it! Okay, but why am I bringing up this horrific time in history? Honestly, I don't completely know, but I think I'm going somewhere with it. But in a terrible way, in a very Western-centric, horrible, distorted way, we were kind of like the center of the world. Yeah, but in like a very Western-centric kind of wrong way, you know. Yeah, I said that. Look, I'm being careful. I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I don't. And then loads of stuff happened. And then on the 4th of July, America became an independent nation. They were like, no, we are going to start our own country. And we don't want your tea. Or they did want the tea. There was something to do with tea, but I don't remember.
You like a cup of tea?
But now there's this big chunk of land which lots of people from all over the world moved to, and as Americans like to say,
It became the melting pot of the world.
And now we have this new nation of fresh thinking, new ideas, and a freshly baked constitution. Basically, I'm trying to say there was this new sense of individualism.
Loss of faith in the idea of the individual.
And a fundamentally flawed idea of the American dream, which, although it's not true, people believed it, and now that is instilled in American culture, which is why they're also happy.
I'm going on tour with my 3 best friends. This is gonna be the best summer ever!
This here is the land of opportunity, where if you put your mind to it, you can make anything. Basically, UK people discovered the sun in America and realised life wasn't as depressing as they first thought. And instead of being really miserable, depressing and dry, they thought, hey, let's be really uplifting and upbeat all the time. I actually believe this is how the cultural transition took place. And they're still trying to keep that positive spirit up to date, which is really sweet. All of this was me trying to demonstrate how the US became the new centre of the world. Yeah, but from a very Western-centric, warped view. Yes, I know! Whether or not this is true, I don't care. This is not a History Channel. I'm only talking about the media that I'm presented is meant to be funny. I try to be funny. I do understand that the average American isn't like,
Oh, hey guys, what's sideways? I mean, what's up? I'm such a doofus brain. I was kind of sort of wondering, are you guys gonna go to Saddle Ranch later? Ah, Taco Bell? Oh geez, even better. Oh, you didn't invite me? Hey, maybe next time. Oh shucks, I'm gonna be late for geometry.
yeah, I'm not saying that all Americans walk around like that, but they're definitely more like that than your average UK person.
Would you like a sweetie? A what? A sweetie. These are Smarties, indeed. A absolutely stupendous confectionery.
Also, that whole section was literally written in one sitting without any prior research, so please don't take any of it as fact. Like when your dad tells you something with exact confidence, even though you both know he's wrong. Oh, I wouldn't coat your cake tins in olive oil. Why? I've already done it. It just won't taste nice. What is your evidence to support your claim, good sir? None? Then make yourself scarce. By the way, the cakes tasted perfectly fine. Since I didn't have Disney at home, I wasn't in the position to stay completely up to date with all the shows. You know, Trish's New Jobs, Bertram's Goofs and Gaffs. Keeping up with these shows was basically impossible. So I was just left in this position where I didn't really belong. I could make conversations with someone about Disney, but as soon as they started talking specifics, I would have no idea what to say.
Remember in Ant Farm when this specific thing happened in season 4, episode 2?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, do you? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, season 4, episode 2.
Well, it never happened.
Oh God, no.
Not only did it never happen, but there was never a season 4, episode 2.
Stop, please stop, please stop. But ask me to sing any song from CBBC's Horrible Histories, And I'm still not the right person, but I could give it a good shot. Honestly though, with these formulaic shows, it wasn't necessarily about the massive story arcs and that. Yeah, it really was nothing about that. It was just about catching an episode when it was on, sitting down and taking in that sweet American charm.
I hear Kofefi.
It was just purely some escapism. I don't care what it was that I was watching, as long as the set was unrealistically huge. Like, look at this huge, massive bedroom. I know, right? And everything was way too clean, and then there was a main character we all relate to, and then the goofy sidekick, and then the loser. And I think any series that Disney produced had these character archetypes. Forget about Vladimir Prop. What does he know? Whenever I'd watch Disney Channel and stuff, it was always in the summer because that's when I'd be at the grandparents' house with the skybox. And I've got to say, America just do summer better.
My job. It's just beach.
And from the UK perspective, who cares that you get more snow over there? For all I care, you live in permanent summer because that's how Hollywood makes it look. Every other day is summer vacation in America, and I refuse to believe otherwise. I think the most obvious example of this is Phineas and Ferb, where the whole premise of the show was
104 days of summer vacation.
And also Nickelodeon's Good Burger, which is set in what holiday?
Summer. That's right.
My dad rented this film through the DVD rental service Love Film, if anyone remembers that. If anyone remembers that? No one remember that? Really? No one? What? And not to be dramatic, but after watching this, my taste in film became sharper, and I sat back and I slurped my imaginary champagne and went, this is the life. You have to send the DVD back in a week though. What? For me, like I said before, it's the characters. You have the main character and the sensible ones that you relate to, and then for the comic relief, you have the goofy character, and then the loser. The official term for loser is the person you point and laugh at in American films because they're so hopeless and pathetic. Oh yeah, and also the creep. That is an important archetype. It's also quite a messy jumble talking about this film because I'm basically decoding memories from my 8-year-old self, and I'm basically having to extract it from a soup of Minecraft, Plants vs Zombies, Club Penguin, Bin Weevils, if you remember that. Does anyone remember that? No? People don't remember anything these days, do they? Trust me, one day I will do a whole video on Good Burger because it's so special to me. But every time I start writing the script, I start second guessing myself. You don't even know what first world problems are until you try and write a Good Burger script. But yeah, the element that all of these shows were set during the summer really drew me in. Because in the UK, a summer holiday is like,
at the end of your week, your summer holiday will commence. You will get 6 weeks break in which you should spend revising. No, 5 weeks break in which 4 weeks and 6 days break in which you should spend revising.
But in America, it's like,
we have 500 days of summer vacation. Yeah! It's gonna be the coolest and most rad time of our lives. Okay, let the epicness begin. Hey Nancy, wanna go to the pool?
Oh, sure thing, Trevor.
All right.
Once again, in the UK, it's like,
Want to go to Sainsbury's with me? I think we should buy some things for the barbecue. Sausages, hot dogs. I heard it's going to be 18 degrees tonight. Maybe we could watch some Grease as well.
See, even my examples of a British summer include American escapism. It doesn't even end at summer holidays, to be honest. Over there, you know how to celebrate every holiday. In every American sitcom, every other episode is either a Halloween or Christmas special. And I just can't get enough. When I think of Halloween, my mind goes straight to that scene in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, when they're walking around their suburban neighborhood with pillowcases to carry their sweets or a candy.
It's like the best day ever.
That's another thing. When I saw that scene, I asked my mum,
Mum, can we take pillowcases this time for trick-or-treating?
No! You must carry this small Halloween-themed bucket.
Oh, okay.
take me away from this wretched country. Let me spend a couple hours in your world. I'm joking though, I like having healthcare. You know what this feels like? This feels like you're a friend that I'm forcing you to listen to a topic that you didn't ask or care about.
Listen to me!
I'm not sure why I've only limited this to children's TV, because this theme continues throughout the whole of Hollywood. I don't care how toxic your work environment is. I don't care how vile your producers are. I don't care how little you're paid. Just give me a rags to riches film or a riches to riches film set in the summertime and leave me alone. And once that film's finished, put on Modern Family and I'll literally watch it for 5 hours straight. But actually, if I'm just going to talk about Hollywood, at this point it's just become Hollywood good. I like Hollywood films. I don't think that's a very outstanding comment. And at that note, why stop there? YouTube! We all grew up watching American YouTubers. American YouTubers! Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Instead of listening to our parents or going on a nice day out, we'd scurry upstairs to our bedrooms We'd get our iPad and watch like some Minecraft Let's Play, and it'd be like, hey guys, it's Captain Sparkles here. This is the next Minecraft Let's Play, episode 3. It's not like we all grew up watching Slovakian YouTubers, right? I didn't. Maybe everyone else did. Of course. Yeah. Oh, you did you? Great. I like to think I'm hitting a nerve with a lot of you, that feeling you get when you watch American media and you're transported to another world. And it's so absurd compared to your normal life that not even TV from your country can recreate it. And if they try, it turns into something like My Parents Are Aliens or House of Anubis. Shows where everyone is British because it's British, but it feels like it should be American, but it's not, so it feels off. Just like the video in 3, 2, 1. No sir, this video does not end now. I can't really go this whole time without at least talking about a couple shows. I mean, come on! I'd watch these shows like how when you're walking past someone's house and you peer through their window and kind of see what they're watching. It was a rare occurrence. I'd watch these shows in small teaspoon doses. Only now with Disney Plus am I able to have full access to all of these children's shows, which is no use because they're children's shows. Okay, but to name a few. Jessie! Hey Jessie! Wow. It was set in an uptown apartment, lots of adopted children. I don't really remember what happened, to be honest. Bertram was great, loved him. Shout out to Mr. Kipling. 5 out of 10. Austin and Ali everyone was really annoying. It was set in a music shop. Everyone was really annoying, apart from Trish. Trish brought the show together and no one appreciates that. 3 out of 10. Sweet Life on Deck. This show wasn't on that frequently. I never really watched it, but there was a character called London, and that's funny because I live in London. 4 out of 10. Shake It Up. Shake It Up was for girls, and boys didn't watch. Nah, it was fine. I wasn't that into it, honestly. 4 out of 10. Ant Farm. A show set in a school, right? Which shouldn't be good, because I hate schools. But listen here. All the students were given an iPad. And I thought that was the most insane thing ever. And for that one reason, I thought it was really good. Also, the main character was called China, which is really funny because that's a place. 7 out of 10. Wizards of Waverly Place. Hey, what more can I say? Selena Gomez was a wizard. The whole family were wizards. It was great. 9 out of 10. Good luck, Charlie. I like the house, but the mum was really annoying. But I like the house. 4 out of 10. I want to make an apology, actually. Coming to the end of this video, I realise how little I know about American children's TV.
Oh. I didn't see you there. But now that you're there, I might as well say thank you for watching.